Hey Collective, this is a general energy forecast reading for July 20th, 2020. So this energy will be the strongest for the next 2 to 3 days. But of course, whenever this video finds you, these messages are intended for you. So today is a new moon in Cancer, and the energies today have a lot of reminiscing about them, reminiscing about your childhood, or perhaps the person that you were before beginning this spiritual journey. So I've pulled a card here, an oracle card, to just illustrate these general energies for the next few days. And also I'm taking this as the energy of this new moon cycle in general. So the card is a 24, and to me that speaks to that you could possibly have been going through a sort of self-transformation, possibly over the last 2 years. So the card says identity, recognition, self-awareness, and examine. And the card meaning is looking back at this person that you were in your childhood or teen years, or even as a young adult, and just kind of wondering who that person was. And so the reason for this energy coming up today on this new moon is because you're being asked to look at the person you're becoming. It's almost impossible to fully transform into this new version of yourself without first looking back at your younger self and just questioning who that was. You have a new perspective now on things. So while, of course, over our life, we go back time and time again, examining that person we were, now on this portion of your spiritual journey, you have a new, more mature perspective, and you also have a perspective on the collective energies. So that's going to give you some new insights now that you were unable to see, and ultimately that's going to help you move forward and transform. So I am going to get a few more cards here and see what else Spirit can tell us today about the upcoming energies for the next few days. I'm using some crystal cards, and so they will have some crystals that might help you at this time in your journey, but also don't feel that you have to run out and get these. It's more about the messages here. So actually, Spirit doesn't quite want to give these to me yet, and I anticipate that might be because I had planned to tell you also about some animal signs that I had read earlier today. So just now, I actually saw a giant moth. So the energies today can be pretty intense, and something that you can do is just remind yourself that some of these vibrations that you are sensing in the ethers may not be all yours. Each one of us is, of course, part of the collective consciousness. However, you know, you might be feeling some waves of emotions or even memories, to be honest, that come and go. And those could be coming up from the collective. So that's what moth symbolizes to me, is they are directed by the moon and by vibrations. That's their GPS system, you could say. So there is today a theme of hunter and prey, which also sounds a little bit intense, but to me, the meaning of that is just that there is a goal that you have in mind and that you are pursuing, and you are the hunter, and of course your goal is the prey. So today it's important to just remember what your goals are. Sometimes we can get a little caught up in success or just achieving something, and then it becomes more about winning or success than about why you first made this intention about this goal that you're trying to reach. And I also saw a red-winged blackbird, and to me that symbolizes leadership. And also what I heard clairaudiently was actually that he is the shepherd. And the male red-winged blackbird always watches over his little flock, and sometimes you can see him and he's down close, and sometimes he's way, way, way up on the very top of the tree, but he's always watching and talking to them and letting them know that they're safe down there, or if there's danger about, he will let the female birds know that it is time to leave. So you could be feeling at this time that you're being called to step up into some kind of leadership role, or just step up into this goal that you have been planning, again, probably for the last 2 years. I also get the sense that there could be some kind of abrupt change today, maybe something that shakes some form of old stability that you had, because my neighbors are cutting down some of their trees, and all the birds are very upset about this. But what the birds don't know is that by the neighbors removing some of these branches, it's actually going to make them safer, because we also have a hawk in the area, and he won't have as many places to just pop out and surprise them. So it might seem a little jarring at first, whatever this thing is that might be taken away or that is changing, but just know and keep in mind that it is for your ultimate good. Even if you can't quite see the reasoning right now, it's important just to trust that Spirit has a plan for you. Okay, so let's try these crystal cards again and just see if there's any remaining messages that Spirit would like to give to you today for July 20th, 2020. And if you'd like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Okay, so here we have agate. It did come out reversed. So the card says agate. Agate is a banded chalcedony. I'm probably not saying that right. And it comes in many forms. Elegant blue lace agate and iridescent fire agate are two. Each agate has its own unique vibe, but they'll all promote an energy of wherever you are, be there. It says who needs it, work-life balance strugglers, where to put it, wherever you need more stability in your life. Interesting, since we just talked about stability possibly being taken away today, and when to use it. When you want to get into your body, try fire agate. When too much screen time has you feeling disconnected from anything the slightest bit ego, try the far from aptly named moss agate, which neither contains moss nor is technically an agate, but can still hold it down. So find your solid ground today. So yeah, again, about the stability thing, something could happen, but it's just important for you to stay in the moment as much as you can. So this is a tip. This is actually like my big tip for the day that I have for, you know, anybody who is energy sensitive or who might be an empath, is that anytime you sense these waves of emotions coming in, whether they're yours or they're not, for instance, say anxiety, you start to feel some anxiety well up inside of you. Just try saying either out loud or you can say it inside your head. Just say, the spirit of anxiety is here. So just go ahead and try that in your mind now with whatever you're feeling and see what happens next. See how you feel. I anticipate that you probably feel a sort of sense of relief. And so this is a really good tip or trick to do to just stay present in this current moment, because this current moment is really all that's real. It's the thing that you can always depend on. And so asking yourself that question really takes you back to your 0 point and gets you in your consciousness. It gets you in that place that you can always depend on being there. So no matter your material or 3D circumstances, you can always ask yourself this question and find yourself back in your safe place. And it also gives you a way to not be attached to your emotions, because while your emotions do belong to you in a way, if you are one of these energetically sensitive people, they might actually not be your own. And even with our own emotions, it's really healthy not to become attached to the emotion or think that you yourself are the emotion. So that kind of could leave you in a place like, well, who am I? So again, just start with trying this exercise of just saying the spirit of whatever XYZ is here, and just notice how you become relieved and that fades away. And then, you know, these feelings that are under this, beneath this, that is really you. That is where you are. So that is the psychic news or psychic forecast for the energies for today, for July 20th, 2020. And as I said, they could resonate with you for the next 3 days. And I also believe that probably this identity kind of, you know, this examination of an older self and bringing in a new self is going to be the theme for all of this Cancer moon cycle. So I hope this finds you well, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks.